God will turn your tears into cheers. Abraham was man's God. As we know, Abraham walked with God from the time he was called. The history of the Bible says that Abraham, before receiving the calling, he used to work in his father's idol workshop. But when God called him, he accepted the call and he followed God despite having no knowledge of him. And in chapter number 15 of Genesis, Abraham cried to God, and the reason for the cry was that he lived for long without a kid. So his wife Sarah used to cry to God, and he the same in the same chapter number 15. In verses number 2, the Bible says that he cried to God, questioning him about the kid. The issue with Abraham was who was going to inherit his properties. And now in verses number 2, God assured him that all will be good with him. In 18th chapter of the same book, Genesis, in verses number 12, the Bible says that the angels visited Abraham and he had to slaughter. After the slaughter, Sarah could prepare something for them, and they, after they took, and it was time for them to vacate from the place, they had message for Abraham, and they told him that a time like the moment they were there, Sarah will conceive a child for Abraham. When Sarah heard the message, he laughed. God changed his tears into cheers. Hannah was one of Elkanah's wives. She was barren. She lived for long without children. The other wife, by the name Peninnah, was having children, and all she could do to Hannah was to mock her. So Hannah could cry a lot, and I guess she was very bitter of what Peninnah used to do to her. Like Abraham, she cried to God asking for a kid, and it happened as she was in the temple praying for God to give her a child. Eli the priest appeared to her, and by the way she was praying, Eli thought that Hannah was drunk, and she asked her, "How long will you be drunk?" And Hannah replied to Eli that she is not drunk, but she is asking something from God. So Eli assured Hannah, and he told her that may his need be fulfilled by God. It happened as time went by, Hannah was blessed by a son, and she named him Samuel, as it was her prayers. Her tears were changed into cheers. You too, I'm sure you've been getting through troubles, you've been getting through many things, and you've been crying. Maybe your health is not working out, maybe your family is not working out, maybe your business is not working out, your work is not working out, you are not in a good relationship with your boss. You are getting through troubles, through a lot of troubles, and you are crying. Maybe God have blessed you with kids, and instead of them being of blessings unto you, they are of tears and troubles unto you, and you are crying, wondering what is not happening with your kids. What I want to tell you is that God will turn your tears into cheers. Like Abraham and Hannah, God is going to do something unto you, and your tears will be cheers. The God who turned the tears of Abraham and Sarah into tears, and the God who changed the tears of Hannah into tears, He has remembered you, and He is going to change your tears into cheers. Always cry unto Him, and instead of being busy crying about your situations, now turn your tears unto Him and remind Him of the promises that He has been promising you. In the book of Jeremiah, He says that He knows you, and He knows the plans He has for you, plans for prosperity and not destruction. In the same book, He told Nehemiah that He knew him before even he was formed in his mother's womb. He tells him when he was in the court of prison that he should call him, for he will answer him and show him great and wonderful things that he know nothing about. Now is your turn. Cry unto the Lord your God. Ask him. Cry unto him. Ask him to show you and to tell you mighty and wonderful things that you know nothing about. Call unto him, because he's the Lord who hears and answers our prayers. And I want to give you an assurance that when you cry unto him, forget all about your troubles and cry unto him, and he will turn your tears into cheers.